Tom.
Welcome to a brand new week. It's actually Saturday right now. I've been real busy. Yesterday, well, let me start off with the most important thing. That lump on my hand that I was talking about last week. Went to the doctor, got it examined. Analyzed I think would be a little bit more involved. Got it examined. It's a cyst. It's just a cyst. Worst thing that could happen is it gets bigger and impacts my range of movement or hurts me or impacts a nerve. Best thing that could happen is it just goes away. So, it's just kind of like a wait and see thing. Apparently, if I rub the air, if I sort of like massage the area that the cyst is in, then it has a better chance of reabsorbing. So, yeah, I'm happy about that. Nothing malignant, no tumor, no cancer. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. I'm trying to think of what else has been going on. Took Manatee to the park a lot. He's not here right now, as you can probably see. I would definitely show him off if he was somewhere around here, but he is not. Currently, he is at PetSmart at the doggy day camp because I'm not gonna have a lot of time to play with him because if you saw in that pan run before, I'm planning on getting into a little bit of baking here. Tomorrow is Yu-Gi-Oh night. Let me adjust this. There we go. Tomorrow is Yu-Gi-Oh night, and I wanted to make I don't think I've ever brought food to Yu-Gi-Oh night. Usually we bring food, yada yada, all that jazz. But I don't think I've ever done that. So today I am going to bake cookies. I found a recipe online for sugar cookies that I can decorate, and my plan for them. I don't know if I'll be able to actually do this, but my plan for them is to make them look like Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So I bought, I've got everything to make the sugar cookies, and I got like powdered sugar and cream of tartar to make royal icing, and like these pipe bags and a bunch of different food colorings if I could find them. Here they are. Food colorings. And I'm going to try and make them look like anime-accurate Yu-Gi-Oh! Card backs. We'll have to see, though, because they're a very unique color. And also, because of how those work, I might throw in some like cinnamon and nutmeg in there, just because of how those card backs look. They look like they taste like cinnamon. In the anime, so I might put cinnamon in those cookies or in that. As far as I can tell, nobody has any allergies. I asked, but I might hold off on the cinnamon and nutmeg just to be on the safe side. And so we're gonna in a minute here we're gonna do a time lapse of me putting all this together. This is gonna be a 2-day process. I'm gonna make the dough because it has to sit in the fridge for a couple hours. But it could sit in there up to 24 hours. So I'm going to make the dough and then like have it like spread out the way I want it to before cutting it. And then I'm going to pop it in the fridge overnight before baking it. And then once it bakes, give it some time to cool down before icing it. So I'll probably try cutting them up and bake them around like 11 a.m. or noon tomorrow. Because I got to be at, I'm going over to Chilled's place at around 4 for Yu-Gi-Oh! Night. Anyway, I recorded a new Let's Play. I think by the time this vlog comes out, maybe not. So I will keep it a mystery for now until it comes out. Because I finally caught up with vlogs. All of them are posted. So this is the next one that needs to be edited. So I'm really happy about that. Been working a little bit on D&D stuff in terms of making a campaign. Still working on kind of like a pantheon. Of gods and like and whatnot for like my world in particular, and right now all I have are what I've referred to as I guess I call them like physical or material gods or whatever. It's gods of like the 4 elements and then one for like empty space, and then I also made an infernal pantheon, which are basically like the people who are like, hey, welcome to hell. Still working on what I've been referring to as the blessed pantheon, and I think I want to make like one more, maybe. I might just leave it at that and then see if other like inspirations come about for gods and whatnot. But I pretty much covered almost all the domains. There's some overlap. Some of them are only like one god per domain, but we'll have to see on that one. And as time goes on, either like after I start my own campaign or not, maybe I'll add more gods. And I've already written out kind of like a first. I guess like the overarching there is sort of like an not really overarching plot, but I sort of have like the first adventure for my party sort of like internalized up here. I know exactly what I want to do. It's just a matter of writing it down. And I already have pretty much the first like encounter for the players finished already. So that's gonna like I theoretically I could start the campaign now. It's just that I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't have a lot of the homebrew stuff that I want to include in it. Pretty much. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, I'm going to set up the tripod and get to make to the time lapse of making cookies. And that's one batch of cookie dough that's got to chill and be ready for baking tomorrow. So that went pretty well, I think. If you noticed in the time lapse, there was a couple times I had trouble. The first bit of trouble I ran into was the flour bag I ripped open on the side. So I need to get some kind of container for that. Might as well get one for the sugar, and like if I decide to make other baked goods in the future, brown sugar as well. The other thing I had issues with, there are two other issues I had. One was I didn't let the butter soften up enough to room temperature, so the dough itself kind of came out crumbly before I sort of like mashed it together. I don't know if you saw my gesture, but mashed it together. And then the other issue I had was even though I did have the rolling pin lightly floured, the dough just kept sticking to it. It wouldn't stop, no matter what I did. It might have. Unfortunately, the cookies might be a bit dry, and they might not bake or like adhere well just because of the amount of flour that extra flour that went into it from trying to get the rolling pin to work. We'll have to see though. But anyway, once those are cooled down, and after the baking, obviously, but once it's chilled, and like the following morning comes around, I'll cut the dough up into the shapes I want it to be, which is going to be in the shape of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and then pop them into the oven, and hopefully they'll work out. Once they're out of the oven and cooled, that's when I'm going to start making the frosting for it, or the icing. But anyway, I still got around 2.5 hours before I got to go pick Manatee up from the place. Doggy daycare. Still have 2 hours before I got to go pick up Manatee from doggy day camp. Hopefully he had a good time. Hopefully he got along well with the other dogs. He gets along really well with the dogs at the park. Generally what will happen is he'll be like real excited, and he's usually not the person who he's usually the dog that gets like, I don't want to say beaten up, but he's usually the one that ends up like getting knocked over. He's usually he likes to play, but he's usually in the submissive position in those exchanges. Dog will chase him and then maybe like bull into him. He'll roll over on the ground, and the dog will see that as a chance to be like, oh, here comes the play neck bitey. And he's usually in that position with other dogs. He's also not as let's see. He doesn't have as much stamina as a lot of other dogs as well. So he kind of tires out pretty easily. But I'm sure he'll enjoy the doggy daycare because he loves other dogs so much. He loves having encounters with them and all that jazz. I still have the tripod set up from the time lapse. But yeah, I think I'll have a really good time there. Hopefully, hopefully he will. We'll have to see. 2.5 hours go by. I'll head down over there, and maybe they'll have a report card for him, or maybe a nice photo of him playing with the other dogs. He's also the guy there also said that he might be moved into the rooms with the smaller dogs or larger dogs, depending on how he gets along with the other dogs. If he ends up being too aggressive with because he's in the room with like the mid-sized dogs. If he ends up being too aggressive with them, he'll be moved into the larger dog room. If he ends up being sort of bullied by them, he'll be moved into the smaller dog room. So we'll have to see. And lo and behold, not the cleanest looking cookies, nor the softest sugar cookies. I overbaked them a little bit, but they're done. And they look like Yu-Gi-Oh cards because they're for Yu-Gi-Oh night. Anyway, it is Sunday, I think. Sunday? Yeah, it's definitely Sunday because it's Yu-Gi-Oh night. That doesn't mean anything really because we change what day it is often. Last night I picked up Manatee from from PetSmart, from their puppy daycare, and he had a great time. And he was tuckered out for the rest of the day. So poor little guy just sort of like conked out. And the stream for what was it? Yeah, last night I was supposed to be on stream with John and a bunch of other people to do one of the bonus streams for TRG Coliseum. And that ended up being canceled because Emil was feeling under the weather. But, so I just sort of relaxed for the rest of the night and worked on my D&D campaign. I've got the Pantheon more or less down. Just working on the specific domains for them. Cleric domains, rather. Basically, like the subclasses for clerics. Made a few. Some of them don't have any new cleric domains. Others, hi, buddy. Others needed like 1 or 2 made. But, what are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? You're in the rain. You're in the rain. We were going to go to the park today, but, it was raining. So instead, Manatee, we're going to play with Mike Dyson. We're going to play with Mike Dyson, buddy. Are you excited? Yeah. Oh, man. We're going to play with Mike Dyson. And he goes. I got the Dyson fixed, by the way. It was broken. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it was broken because the battery stopped working. So I ordered a replacement battery, and now it's fixed. And now I've got to... now I definitely got to play with Mike Dyson with him because he's getting a little upset that it's not happening the moment I said it.
Look, for the first time in my life, you get to patronize me about it. I get to patronize somebody else about it.
All right, let's see how people enjoy what I've done here. Oh, God, okay. Some of them may have started leaking.
Leaking?
Well, like I said, the frosting was a bit thin. They were supposed to look like Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
They're Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
That's Machinima's old logo. Doesn't it look like the M?
It kind of does, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yu-Gi-Oh
Hard cookies.
Yeah,
So
I tried to, but I guess some of them got a little crushed on the way over
melted
here.
a little.
Yeah, I
That's the
noticed.
shadow realm leaking.
That's
There you
awesome.
go.
That's cute. Good
That
job.
really is cool. Thank you, Tom. What kind of cookies?
Sugar cookies.
Oh, awesome.
And I'm assuming you decorated the full backside, right? Like the art.
No, there's no card on
Where's
the
Blue Eyes
backside.
White Dragon? Where's Dark Magician in all this?
I like it.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're beautiful.
Thank you. No, they're not.
I'm dueling nobody. All right. I'm dueling nobody.
All my cards are out. All my good cards are out. This is the only time I'll ever see these 4 cards in the theater.
It's actually okay. Let's just pretend that it's Sunday night right now. All right, it's actually Monday, like in the day. I got home and was really tired. So Yu-Gi-Oh night was a big success. A lot of people were there. A lot of people. Junk and his wife, Cheesy and his girlfriend, Tiff, one of Chilled's mods. Just a buttload of people came there, man. Ray was there and Tina, Light and Lennon, and of course like Z and Aphex and Bailey, the usual cast. So many people were there and it was great. It was real great to see them all again. And apparently my cookies went over pretty well. I'm still on the fence about them, but everybody else seemed to like them, and nobody got food poisoning from them, so that's a plus. I'll have to try again later. Apparently the cookies came out well. Gonna have to try baking them for a little bit less time so they're not as hard. And gotta add less water to the icing so it's not as runny. Because the biggest issue with those is that they were like really runny. I don't want it. Oh, bad lighting. Bad lighting. There we go. Using the old noodle to block the light behind me. Anyway, but yeah, had a great time there. Played a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh. Talked with a lot of people. Enjoyed some delicious food that I believe Chilled ordered from Torchy's. And yeah, just a grand time all around. So it was really fun. It's really nice to go out with people like that, and just like, you know, chat and all that jazz. It was really nice. But anyway, that's gonna be the end of this week. Next week we got D&D. Got a Mario Kart stream with Chilled Ray, Matt, Cheesy, and Platypus. And I want to say there's something else big that was happening, but I can't put my mind around it. Oh, the Pokemon Presents thing is going to be that same day as well, Wednesday. So getting excited for that. And I will see you all in the next week. Later.